My wife used my life savings to pay for her sister's wedding when I found out. She said, "Be a real man and stop complaining." So I let reality hit her instead. I never thought I'd become one of those people posting here. For 8 years, I believed my wife, Melissa, and I were building a future together. We both worked full-time. We had a shared account for bills and separate personal accounts. Most importantly, I had a savings account that I'd spent nearly 7 years building. Every bonus, every tax refund, every weekend freelance job. It wasn't just money. It was the down payment for the home we'd promised each other we'd buy before starting a family. Melissa knew exactly what that account meant. She'd help me celebrate every milestone. $20,000 already, she'd smile. $35,000. We're getting closer. When it finally crossed $82,000, we toasted with cheap wine because we promised not to waste money celebrating. Funny how promises work. Everything started 3 months before her younger sister Emma's wedding. Emma had expensive taste. She wanted a luxury venue, designer dress, live orchestra, fireworks, a destination honeymoon. The problem? She and her fiancé couldn't afford even half of it. Melissa became obsessed. My sister deserves her dream wedding. Every conversation somehow circled back to Emma. I figured she'd help organize decorations. I had no idea she meant financing the entire thing. About a month later, I logged into my banking app during lunch. Balance for $1,187.63. I stared at the screen. Refreshed. Logged out. Logged back in. Still the same. Nearly $80,000. Gone. I immediately called the bank. The representative calmly confirmed that several authorized transfers had been made over the previous 3 weeks. Authorized. Using my online banking credentials. I froze. Only one other person knew every password I'd ever used. Melissa. That evening I asked carefully, "Did you touch my savings?" She barely looked up from her phone. "Oh, you noticed." "Now what are you talking about?" "Not there must be a mistake. Just, oh, you noticed." I felt sick. "Where's the money?" She sighed dramatically. "I loaned it to Emma." "You what?" "It wasn't a loan, exactly." My ears rang. "You stole $80,000. She rolled her eyes. "Can you stop using dramatic words?" "Dramatic? It's family. It's my money." "No," she snapped. "It's our future, our family, and honestly, be a real man and stop complaining. You'll earn it back." I couldn't believe those words had actually come out of her mouth. Then she smiled. "My sister only gets married once." That sentence changed everything. Not because of the money. Because I realized she'd never respected me. She expected me to simply replace years of work like it was pocket change. The next morning I didn't scream. I didn't threaten divorce. I didn't demand repayment. Instead, I called the bank again. Turns out Melissa had accessed my account using information I'd shared years earlier. The fraud department explained something important. Even spouses cannot legally transfer money from an individually owned account without authorization. They asked one question. "Did you approve these transfers?" "No." The representative paused. "Then we'll begin an investigation immediately." That was it. No yelling. No revenge speech. Just one sentence. 3 days later, Melissa called me 23 times while I was at work. Then 41 texts. Then voicemail after voicemail. "Why are the transfers frozen?" "My sister's venue payment bounced. They're saying the bank reversed everything." "Call me." I didn't answer. Apparently, the fraud investigation triggered temporary reversals while documentation was reviewed. Emma's wedding vendors started calling. Venue, caterer, florist, photographer. Almost every payment failed. Within 48 hours, the luxury wedding she'd bragged about for months began collapsing. Melissa finally cornered me at home. "What did you do?" I told the bank the truth. "You ruined Emma's wedding." "No, you did." I told them I never authorized the transfers. She stared at me. "You could have warned me. You could have asked." Silence. Then she whispered, "You'd actually choose money over family?" I laughed. "No, I chose honesty over theft." The investigation moved surprisingly fast. Every transfer had originated from Melissa's phone. Her fingerprints unlocked the banking app. Security cameras from one bank visit confirmed she'd finalized paperwork alone. There wasn't much to argue. Her parents begged me to drop it. Emma cried. Her fiancé accused me of ruining everyone's happiness. I asked one question. If someone emptied your retirement account without permission, would you call it love? Nobody answered. Melissa eventually admitted everything. She genuinely believed that because we were married, my savings belonged to her. She never imagined I'd involve the bank. She thought I'd yell, then forgive her. Instead, the bank permanently restored every dollar they legally could recover from the receiving accounts. Most vendors returned deposits. The remaining balances came directly from Emma after she sold her luxury honeymoon package, canceled the orchestra, and downgraded nearly every extravagant part of the wedding. She still got married, just not like royalty. Melissa, however, couldn't accept responsibility. She kept telling everyone, "My husband destroyed my sister's wedding." Eventually, even mutual friends started asking, "Didn't you steal his money first?" Amazing how context changes a story. I filed for divorce. During mediation, she actually requested half of the savings she'd stolen. The mediator looked genuinely confused. "So, you're requesting half of funds you already admitted taking without authorization?" Even Melissa's own attorney quietly advised her to stop talking. 6 months later, the divorce was finalized. Because I had clear financial records showing the savings existed before many shared expenses, and because the unauthorized transfers had already been investigated, the settlement was far more favorable than she'd expected. I kept my savings. I kept my peace. She kept the consequences. A year later, I bought a modest little house. Nothing extravagant, just enough space for me, a dog I adopted from the local shelter, and a home office. The first night there, I sat on the back porch with a cup of coffee. No shouting, no manipulation, no one treating my hard work like an ATM. Just silence. The good kind. Sometimes people ask if I regret reporting my own wife. I always give the same answer. I didn't ruin her life. I simply refused to lie to the bank so she could keep the money she took. Turns out, reality hit a lot harder than I ever could.